Did you know the Columbia Classics Volume 3 set actually comes with 7 titles, not just 6? Well, let's talk about it. I'm back with another mega unboxing and review for you all. Today, I'm going to show off the brand new Columbia Classics 4K Volume 3 set. And I'm going to do a quick little unboxing of this one because I'm sure other BlueTubers have done that. So I'm not going to spend too much focus there. Instead, I'm really going to talk about each of these different films, let you know my overall thoughts on them. Also let you know what the 7th film was that I discovered on one of the discs that was kind of sneakily put in there, and then ultimately give you my recommendation on if this box set is worth the price. So let's get right into this. I really like just how this looks with the dark blue style. I mean, it contrasts very well with the other Columbia Classics box set. So I really love this design. Very sturdy, very nice looking on the shelf. Does take up a lot of space, of course, though, but still looks really, really cool. I love the movies listed at the bottom. I love how we got images from each of the films on the side there. That's really nice as well. Overall, very good design. But let's open this up. So this one basically folds out just like the other Columbia Classic set, and then you can see the movies right here. So in this one, you get It Happened One Night, From Here to Eternity, and To Sir with Love, basically going through different decades. Next, on the other side folds out as well. And of course, it is kind of tough to fold it out, but you get The Last Picture Show, Annie, and As Good as It Gets. So very cool looking. I love how, they have 3 and 3 on each side. But if you do want to open it up completely, look at this. You get, that whole Columbia image right there. That's very cool looking. I love that. Excellent, excellent. But not only that, you do get, of course, a really nice sturdy book in there that has a lot of details on the movie. So if you love kind of getting more information about movies through supplemental books, I mean, it's excellent. It just goes through all of them, giving you more details about them, which is pretty fantastic. All right, next, like I said, I want to go through each of these movies because once again, I mean, look at this. You're getting tons here. And these do all come with the slip covers, which look really, really nice. So I do want to show those off. So I'm going to start with just one side, and I'm going to kind of pull out the movie and talk about what I think of the film as I go through them. So now I will say they can slide out pretty easily, which is nice. I mean, it kind of is a good balance, keeps it in there, but they're also not too difficult to take out. So I do appreciate that. And once again, I love getting the slip covers with these two, because a lot of times when you get box sets, they leave out the slip covers for some reason, but Columbia Classics, they know how to do it right by including the slip covers, which is fantastic. So once again, let me get these ones out, and then I'll talk a little bit about each of them. Okay, so the first one I watched, and I went in order with these, I didn't jump around. I went with It Happened One Night. Now, this is a very classic black and white film. It's basically a comedy of sorts. It's actually not too long of a movie, and I thought it was enjoyable overall. I had some chuckling moments. I don't think I was like laughing out loud hardcore or anything, but I had a smile on my face for some of the moments here, and it was a pretty interesting story about basically the female lead trying to run away from a marriage that her father wants to get into. Basically kind of picking out, hey, this is the person you're going to marry. So she wants to run away, get away from that, and then basically discovers some guy along the road who basically is helping her run away. And then, of course, like any romantic comedy, you see that they start to kind of fall for each other. Some sparks start going, and there you go. You get your romantic comedy movie. So overall, I did enjoy this one. I wouldn't say it's like my absolute favorite romantic comedy classic movie of all time or anything like that. But I think it works okay. So no issues there. Glad I did check that one out. All right, next we have From Here to Eternity. Now, this is another black and white film. This Columbia Classic set went very heavy on the black and white movies. I believe there's 3 black and white movies in the whole set. So, yeah, about half of them are in that style. But this one is basically a war movie of sorts. and it's basically going through this guy who's, in the military, going through, different training sequences and whatnot, and just you get a drama back and forth between all these people that are basically kind of, getting into conflicts with each other. Like, they want this guy to box because he's a really good boxer. He doesn't want to get back into that. So there's some confrontation there. People getting into fights with one another. So I don't know if I love the first half of this movie, but it does pick up for me, and I love once it gets to towards, the later half where it does the actual Pearl Harbor attack sequence. I wasn't expecting that, and then, it completely kind of changes the style halfway through the movie, with now they're all banding together and dealing with that crisis situation. I thought that was really intriguing. So how it finished it, I enjoyed well enough. Not one of my favorite war movies of all time or anything like that, but still thought it was solid overall. So, once again, no complaints there. All right, next up, we had To Sir with Love. Now, this is a Sidney Poitier film. Now, I really didn't know too much about this actor and director before diving into the special features on this one. But Sidney Poitier has done a ton of movies, even like Sneakers, which is a movie I really like, directing that. I had no idea, but yeah, excellent talent there. So basically, this is somebody who goes to teach at a school, kind of out of place in the beginning of it, but then students really start connecting with him. And yeah, it's just that kind of story. So if you like educational stories, almost like kind of like a Coach Carter movie or A Life of a King, yeah, you know what? I did enjoy this one overall. So can't complain about this one either. Tons of good special features too with this one. I want to see more of Sidney Poitier's filmography now, so that's a plus. All right, so those were the first three. All right, next, let's go ahead and get these out here. Yes, let's take it. And once again, yeah, it takes a little bit of time to get these out, but you get the nice slip covers, which is just fantastic. Really like all the slip covers too. Excellent. But once you get one out, it's kind of easy to grab the other two. Okay, perfect. I do want to keep these as nice as I can because, these Columbia Classic sets can go up in value when they go out of print. So, we got The Last Picture Show, which is another movie filmed in black and white. But this, I believe it was due to a choice of just wanting to go with that style. But this was basically a coming-of-age story. Basically, these people in a town just getting older, right? You got these high school students trying to figure out relationships. And then, you got back and forth relationships. Of course, things get heated. There's some fights here and there. Definitely some tension. So overall, if you like coming-of-age stories, I think you will like this one. I enjoyed it well enough, but once again, it's not one of my favorite coming-of-age stories of all time. Probably wouldn't even make a top 10, I don't know. But for what it was, I enjoyed it, and it does have some movie theater references in there. It's The Last Picture Show. So I did like those elements too as a movie fan, so yeah. And I had no idea about this title before. I mean, all these titles, are really, yeah, all first-time watches for me. Not a single title have I seen out of this set. Complete blind buy for me. So, but once again, all these titles, very solid so far. No complaints about them. All right, next we get into Annie. Yes, from the 80s, a musical. I remember the stage show of this one, I believe, but I don't think I ever saw this movie, or maybe I've seen bits and parts, but never watched it all the way through. But wow, this movie is fantastic. If you like musicals, which I'm a big musical fan, Greatest Showman, just amazing stuff out there. Footloose, can't go wrong. Annie is fantastic. Great musical songs in there, very catchy. It's a hard knock life. You're gonna just repeat that over and over after you see the movie. But great, performances all around. easily relatable story. The whole family can watch this one, so can't really complain too much here. This one probably so far out of the set, I like the most until we get to the next title, but really, really did like this one. Excellent, excellent. If you're a musical fan, of course. All right, next up, we got. Now, once again, like I said, this is my first time watching this one, even though this is a 90s title here, early 90s. But this is As Good as It Gets. And you got Jack Nicholson in there, Helen Hunt, Greg Kinnear. And wow, this movie is great. I really like this one. Their performances were fantastic. And I believe Jack Nicholson and Helen Hunt both won Best Actor, Best Actress award for this one at the Academy, if I'm remembering what the box said correctly. But yeah, great performances here. Very interesting story just to see the different personalities and to see how these relationships develop. Some things did catch me off guard in here, so I really couldn't, figure out, oh, this is where the story is heading until, maybe a third or halfway through. But, there were some surprising moments too. So just really enjoy this one. Just think it's a well-written film. And if you like romantic movies, I think you're going to like this one. Would I say it's a romantic comedy, many comedic elements in there? I wouldn't say tons of comedy, but maybe a few moments that would make you smile or chuckle, maybe just a little bit, but definitely more romantic focus, but really good, solid performances, like I said. So this one kind of caught me off guard, As Good as It Gets. Highly, highly recommend this one. Once again, if you're into romantic movies, and Jack Nicholson, like I said, that performance is just very good, very good. Excellent, excellent. But yeah, really like this one. This probably, this might be my favorite out of the whole bunch. But hey, I'm going to save that ranking video for another one, right? If you want to see me rank all of these, let me know that in the comments below, of course. But yeah, you get those movies. Oh, wait, but I said there was a seventh film in there. There was a seventh film in there. So let me actually show you that, because I discovered it going through the disc, because once again, just like you, I thought there was only 6 movies in here, but it happened one night. Actually, on one of the discs in here, there is the remake movie of It Happened One Night, which is You Can't Run Away From It, and that one's actually, I believe, in color. I did watch that one as well, and yeah, so you actually get a 7th movie here. Not just 6 movies. Now, in the last picture show, they do have a different cut of the movie. They do have a definitive edition director's cut of the last picture show, but that's just a different version, a different cut. I wasn't counting that as another movie, so I wasn't going to say there's, 8 movies in here. But a remake of It Happened One Night, You Can't Run Away From It, is a different movie. Even though it is a remake, totally is a different movie, even though the story is the same, right? A very similar style. I mean, there are differences there and there how it's told, but overall the premise is the same, is what I'm trying to say. But that was cool. I'm like, ooh, you get 2 movies for the price of 1 in here. I totally wasn't expecting that. In Columbia Classics, they didn't have to do that. I mean, I don't think anybody would have complained if they left that out, but seeing it, it's like, ooh, a nice little treat for Columbia Classics. Just to give us something a little extra. Now, I don't know if they did that because maybe they looked at the movies on here and were like, oh, you know what? In comparison to the first and second Columbia Classics volume, we don't have any big giant, marquee titles on here maybe. So let's throw that in as a little bonus. Maybe. But I still appreciate them doing that. Now, overall, like I said, these movies were all good, solid movies. Like I said, I can't complain too much, even though I don't think any of these titles stuck out as amazing, even As Good as It Gets, which I really enjoyed. I won't say, oh, this is amazing, right? We don't have a Lawrence of Arabia in here. We don't have a Taxi Driver in here, even like a Jerry Maguire. The other volumes had some really great titles, League of Their Own. Those I thought were really great. These ones, I don't think any title was great in here, but I all thought they were very solid to quite good. And I can't complain too much about that, right? So overall, I enjoy this volume set. Columbia Classic did it again. Great packaging all around. I mean, had all the little goodies in there. Great special features on all the movies. The 4K sharpness looked fantastic on all of them, especially all the black and white films. I mean, just, ooh, so sharp, very nice looking. They all sounded great. I mean, so excellent, excellent. Like I said, Sony did a wonderful job again with this, new volume set. But that's my opinion on it. Those are my thoughts. Now it's your turn. Let me know in the comments below. Did you pick up this Columbia Classics Volume 3 set, and what did you think of it? What did you think of the movies they included? Were you disappointed by the movies? Did any of the movies you really like or surprise you? Do you think they did the best job they could with what they had, or would you have thrown different titles in there? Let's have those fun movie discussions down below. And if you're visiting the channel for the very first time and you love collecting physical media and being part of this awesome league of mega film fans, make sure you subscribe right now. That way you stay entertained and up to date on all the latest physical media topics.
So he can see God's beautiful work. And he'll know that even things like this happen for the best.
And if you enjoyed this physical media topic video, click another video to see more. Also like the video. And this is Mega Mike the Movie Man reminding you to make every day a movie day.